My parents blamed an innocent woman for the death of my best friend, then manipulated me into harassing her for years, until I noticed something that made me dig deeper. That's how I discovered my parents' darkest secret and changed all our lives forever. I was 13 when my best friend Louis drowned in the village lake. He was one of 3 boys that died, all under the care of Salem. Salem was the local elderly lady, always glued to her rocking chair, had a black cat, and most importantly, her grandson was in the lake that day, and he was the only one who survived. How convenient, I thought to myself. And when I asked my parents how that happened, they told me something that changed how I saw things forever. Salem is a witch, they exclaimed in unison. They went on to explain that they'd seen Salem hosting witch practices late at night, and she had sacrificed the other kids in the name of saving her grandson. Well, in the eyes of 13-year-old me, blinded by sudden grief and depression, this explanation made sense. So from there, me and the other kids in the neighborhood made it our mission to make her life a living hell. We'd leave brown bags filled with dog poop and set them on fire so she'd have to stomp them out, destroyed her garden with the strongest herbicides, screamed witch at her in public. But for some reason, she never fought back. Heck, she never even looked angry. Whenever we locked eyes while she went to collect her post, they were filled with pity, forgiveness. So we upped our game, not towards her grandson, only towards Salem. To us, her grandson was another victim who never chose to be related to Salem. When the community found out what she had done, they joined us. The local stores refused to let her purchase anything. The mail carrier dropped off all her postage in the middle of the road. The police refused to help her when she asked for help regaining peace. And because all of the taxi and bus services refused her entry, she was practically stranded. It was around this time that I began to notice something. Every time I went to visit Louise's grave, there were fresh flowers and candles that were never there for longer than 2 days. And I knew everyone in the village was too heartbroken to visit. Covering each of them was a piece of white lace, something Salem always wore. That's when I started to pay attention to her, not in a revenge way, but in a fresh start kind of way. What I saw broke my heart. She had replaced her garden with rows of plant pots filled with sunflowers, Louise's favorite. And turns out it wasn't just Louis' grave that was constantly topped up with ornaments. It was the other boys too, all doused with white lace and their favorite candy. The whole time I never mentioned it to my parents, mainly because I didn't want to get caught for accidentally siding with the bad guy. But it was like I was given clarity. Every day before my friends went to Salem's house to harass her, my parents were the ones to equip them with everything they needed. And sometimes when they didn't feel like going, my parents would encourage me to motivate them. But then came my breaking point. We were all sitting at the kitchen table when I announced, "Mom, Dad, I don't think it's Salem's fault that Louis and his friends drowned." My mom's fork clattered onto her plate. Her face went white, then red, then purple. "What did you just say?" she asked, voice shaking. "So now you're siding with a color? What's next? You want to kiss her and have her babies?" My dad chimed in. I stared at them in disbelief. "I just think she's in a lot of pain too." "Oh, and we're not?" my mom interrupted. "You know exactly who Louis was to us. He was like a second son. Not a day goes by where me and your father don't think about what a bright future